in the forest, the evil sorcerer Gargamel plots how to capture his lifelong enemies, the Smurfs. He must steal their essence in order to become the most powerful wizard in the world. Meanwhile, in the Smurf village, the Smurfs are busy preparing for the Blue Moon Festival. Everyone is excited and getting ready. Smurfette even teaches the other Smurfs a special dance. Unfortunately, Clumsy Smurf takes a spill and knocks all the Smurfs off the stage. In the meantime, Papa Smurf is in his mushroom, casting a spell to see what the coming year will bring. He looks concerned, as he sees a future that may not be too Smurfy. Embarrassed about ruining the rehearsal, Clumsy heads to the forest to pick some Smurf fruit. Out of nowhere, he spots Gargamel's wicked cat, Azrael, and runs back to the village. Clumsy hurtles into the village yelling that Gargamel and Azrael are hot on his tracks. The village is destroyed in seconds as Gargamel tramples over mushroom houses trying to capture the Smurfs. It is mayhem in the village as Smurfs flee in all directions, trying to escape the wizard's clutches. Clumsy runs into a ravine, followed by Smurfette, Papa, Grouchy, Gutsy, and Brainy. But he takes a wrong turn, and they end up in a forbidden cave. At that exact moment, the blue moon appears in the sky and opens up a mysterious portal in the cave. Gargamel and Azrael are hot on the Smurfs' heels, so they have no choice but to jump into the portal.
"Where the Smurf are we?"
grumbles Grouchy.
"Up the Smurfing Creek without a paddle,"
answers Gutsy as he looks around the strange new place in which they've landed. All of a sudden, Gargamel and Azrael come shooting out of the vortex and land in the water. The Smurfs scatter, and Clumsy runs from Azrael and hides in a box he sees on a bench. Suddenly, a young man picks up the box and gets into a taxi. Panicked, the Smurfs jump onto the roof of the taxi to follow the man who unknowingly has Clumsy. They reach the apartment of the man named Patrick and are discovered by him and his wife Grace. Screams Grace.
"Oh, please don't hurt me!
Begs Clumsy.
I just want to go home!"
Once everyone gets over the shock, the Smurfs explain to Patrick and Grace how they came to New York City.
Okay, to review. You guys come from a magic forest where you live in oversized mushrooms. You're being chased by an evil wizard, and you're trapped in New York until there's a blue moon, and you like to use the extremely imprecise term Smurf for just about everything,
says Patrick.
"Smurf, exactly."
Brainy agrees.
"If we're to open the portal home, I'll just have to smurf us a potion to invoke the blue moon,"
Papa tells the couple. But the stars will have to be perfectly aligned. Where is Papa going to find a stargazer in this strange land? Patrick might have an idea, but he needs to go to his office first. His little blue friends think perhaps he might have a stargazer there, so they climb into his coat and set off. Unfortunately, they can't find one there. However, on the way back home, Gutsy spots a telescope in a toy shop window.
"Stargazer!"
he cries out. Without delay, the Smurfs run to the shop to find it.
"When we get inside, spread out and find that stargazer,"
says Papa to the other Smurfs who are in total awe of all the toys and people. While they are looking, they see that Gargamel has found them. Luckily, they manage to escape his clutches and find a stargazer in the store. Exhausted after their toy store adventure, the Smurfs and the couple relax and have some fun with guitar and dancing. Smurfette and Grace have a little fun with a new dress. Once the Smurfs are all tucked up in bed, Papa Smurf shares some advice with Patrick about being a good father, as Grace is expecting their first child. After his disastrous pursuit of the Smurfs in the toy shop, Gargamel is arrested by the police and locked up. he manages to escape with the help of a bit of magic and his insect friends. Clumsy is down that his clumsiness is the reason the other Smurfs are in this mess. Grace reassures him that he can be anything he wants to be, and no one is just one thing. Why, Clumsy could even be a hero if he wanted. The next morning, Papa shares some good news. The Smurfs will be able to smurf a blue moon home tonight if they brew a potion and find the right spell. They go in search of the spell book in a small bookstore. Right as they find it, Gargamel appears and captures Papa. Gargamel rushes back to his laboratory in Belvedere Castle, where he shaves a piece of Papa Smurf's beard off. He can now extract the Smurf essence that he needs to become almighty. Patrick, Grace, and the Smurfs arrive at Belvedere to rescue Papa. Gargamel cackles at them, claiming they will never manage to defeat him. In the heat of battle, Brainy conjures up the magical blue moon, which opens the portal back to the Smurf village. The Smurfs who stayed behind start to come through to New York, so they can help save their friends. Gargamel battles the Smurfs with his dragon wand. At the very last second, he loses hold of the wand and hurtles it through the air, until unexpectedly, Clumsy catches it. He fires a spell at Gargamel that shoots him into the lake. The Smurfs cheer for their friend and hero, Clumsy. But they need to hurry. The blue moon won't last forever. The Smurfs need to get back to the village before the portal closes. They thank Patrick and Grace for all their help and tearfully say their goodbyes. Back in the Smurf village, the Blue Moon Festival is in full swing. It's the Smurfiest night of the year.